Hello everyone and welcome back. I am SSgt Owens once again. We're going to be talking about chicken Parmesan today. We're going to make it two ways. We're going to make a complete plant-based version, and then we're going to make it our typical normal way with just plain old chicken. So first and foremost, we want to go ahead and get our pasta started. So just go ahead and grab a good portion size of that pasta, get it into your pot of boiling water. Make sure that is done first because that's pretty key. You can't cook pasta without the boiling water. All right, just drop it in there, let it sit for a second or two. That's going to help kind of get it a little bit softer, that way you can get it all in there. We're going to take a pair of tongs and just twist. And just keep twisting until we can get it all in and under the water. That way it can take its toll on it and start cooking it. All right, now the pasta's all in the water. We're gonna do our next little portion. We're gonna go ahead and get our veggies put on top of the steamer. So there's a couple items you can do. You can go ahead and buy like the prepackaged frozen veggies that you just throw in the microwave. You can have one of these guys right here. This is like a pot steamer type thing. Just because my pot's a little bit bigger, I'm gonna use a actual colander strainer. So this guy right here, just your typical every ordinary day like pasta strainer. We're just gonna throw that right on top of the other pot of boiling water we got right here with our pasta. That'll take anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes for that to steam and about 11 minutes for our pasta to steam. So once all that stuff's ready to go, we're gonna take a 180, come over to the prep table and get our chicken and stuff like that ready, all right? So let's do it. So right here we got our typical chicken breast. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take olive oil and an Italian seasoning, which is basically a half and half mixture of basil and oregano. So we're just gonna grab our olive oil right here, pour a little bit over. All right. And then we're gonna grab our Italian seasoning and then just sprinkle and toss. And with our plant-based version, I'll bring it into the view of the camera, but it is pre-seasoned and ready to go. We just gotta pop it in the oven. So this one's good to go and ready. And then right here, we have our plant-based version. I know it looks very, very appetizing. It actually really is. I've tried it myself. But now we just gotta pop them in the oven for about 12, 15 minutes. And then once they're done, check the temp, make sure it is cooked all the way. And then you're ready to start seasoning or saucing and then putting the cheese on top of it. All right, let's get them in real quick. All right, so in the time that we were prepping up our chicken, getting it in the oven and waiting for it to cook, our pasta got finished. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pre-season it, or pre-sauce it. I keep saying that word. We're gonna pre-sauce it just to kind of get it ready and make the process a little bit faster when it comes down to actually getting it on the plate. So what you wanna do is take our red sauce that we've actually made, the homemade from scratch from our previous episodes. We're gonna take about probably 4 ounces or so of it, put it in there with the noodles. And then just take your tongs or whatever it is that you got available and just stir it up and get it pre-mixed. You might want to add a little bit more if you like your sauce, but typically 4 ounces should be enough to cover unless you used a buku amount of pasta. All right, so now that that is good and sauced and covered, our chicken is probably almost done, give or take. So let's go ahead and check on that next, and that is done. All right, the chicken is done, but first and foremost, we gotta make sure it's done. We're gonna check the temps real quick. So just grab your handy dandy thermometer, plug it right in. We are reading at 179, so that is cooked and good to go. If you can, try to clean them off after each time before you check another product. In, and we are sitting at 170, so that is good to go. All right, next up, we're gonna sauce and cheese it. And then we're gonna throw it back into the oven just long enough for the cheese to melt, or if you like the brown, crispy kind of crunch to it, a little bit longer. All right, so grab our sauce once again, probably just about 2 ounces per piece of chicken. Put the sauce right on top. And then same for the next. And then here we have our mozzarella cheese. So this is actually a 100% plant-based cheese for our friends out there. It does melt and it does brown just like any other cheese, so it doesn't hurt to try it every now and again. All right. All right. So there we have it. We have our seasoned and sauced and cheesed chicken, ready to go right back into the oven. All right, let's get them in there. Hello. So everything is cooked, ready to go. We're gonna start plating everything up real quick. We got our chickens nice and cooked and sauced and cheesy. As you can see, everything's nice and melted. Didn't really turn brown, just because I prefer mine just melted. All right, let's move these guys out of the way real quick. All right, plates into the center. I'm gonna try and recreate something that I saw once from one of my favorite chefs. Name is Gordon Ramsay, you may know him. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our pasta, and this is basically just your fork to hold meats while you while you cut it up. I'm gonna use it to make kind of like a bed out of the pasta versus just plopping it on the plate. All right, let's see if I can recreate it. There we have one. All right. There we have two. Next up is going to take our broccoli, take a couple of the heads there, just plop them on the plate. I prefer mine just steamed and cooked and ready to go. If you want to add anything to it like olive oil, garlic, some type of seasoning, feel free. I just prefer mine plain. All right. Now we're going to grab our chickens again. And be sure, if you're doing this for more than one individual, always go for our plant-based guys first, just because you don't want to contaminate it, so to speak. All right, plop that onto the plate. Then next up, we got this guy. And plop him right there on the plate. And there you have it, chicken Parmesan. Now you can do a little bit extra and, you know, garnish the plate, make it look a little bit more appealing. Kind of did that with the pasta beds, but we can go ahead and put some parsley flakes. I prefer fresh, but right now I've got my dehydrated. So we're just gonna put that on real quick. Right. So there we have it. We've got everything plated up, ready to go. Two delicious looking meals right there. So please join us next time. Hopefully I will be making, I'm not sure if it's going to be another chicken or a steak dish. I'm leaning more towards the steak with like a nice baked potato of some type, maybe sweet potato. Just join us next time on Getting Fed with Nutmeg, and it may just be a surprise. All right, thank you for joining us. Setting it on top, yeah.